Hello, I'm Dr. Carolyn Richardson, and I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Doxy Rich 3 TV, where we teach that healthy living is not difficult. If you're not already a subscriber, I would encourage you to do so by clicking the subscribe button below and then touching that bell icon above. That way you will be notified when we update this channel. In today's video, I will be discussing how germs contaminate your toothbrush. That's right. Many times when I'm talking to patients who are having difficulty recovering from either a sore throat, the flu, or a cold, we find out that a simple step of just changing the toothbrush can help them to recover. Let's watch the video. Let's look at how germs contaminate your toothbrush. The first way is from the spray when you flush your toilet. That's right. When you flush the toilet, an invisible spray releases bacteria into the air. These bacteria land on your toothbrush if your toothbrush is near the toilet area. The best way to prevent that is to close your toilet seat lid before you flush, and don't store your toothbrush near the toilet area. In some bathrooms, the toilet is near the sink, and people may have their toothbrush in a holder on the sink. So it's better in that case to put your toothbrush in the holder and then put that in the medicine cabinet. That way you close the medicine cabinet door and protect your toothbrush from the toilet spray. Your toothbrush can get contaminated from your own mouth. That's because hundreds of microorganisms live in our mouths every day. This is not a problem because unless there is an unhealthy balance, our immune system keeps these microorganisms from making us sick. So a good prevention is to use an antibacterial mouth rinse before you brush. That way you decrease the number of bacteria that transfer from your mouth to the toothbrush. Don't use a toothbrush cover, and we'll talk about why later. And you want to rinse your toothbrush well after each use. Your toothbrush can get contaminated by a nearby toothbrush. You see that? If someone else's toothbrush touches your toothbrush, germs can transfer from their brush to yours. So the way to prevent that is to make sure that the toothbrushes don't touch each other, and use separate toothbrush holders or use a cup for each brush. That way you can keep the toothbrushes at a safe distance. The toothbrush holder itself can be a source of contamination. That's because the germs on the toothbrush holder can then transfer to the toothbrush. The way to avoid that is to clean the toothbrush holder often by either using a disinfectant wipe, or you can wash it with soap and running water. Your toothbrush can get contaminated from another person. As stated before, we all have hundreds of microorganisms living in our mouths. The best prevention is to never share toothbrushes and don't use another person's toothbrush. And this is especially important for people who may have a dorm roommate. The sink's countertop is another way that the toothbrush can be contaminated, because any germs on the countertop can then transfer to your toothbrush. Remember the spray that comes when you flush your toilet? Those germs are on the countertop, and then they can transfer to the bristles of your toothbrush. The way to prevent that: never leave your brush lying on the countertop, and store your brush standing upright in a holder. Under the toothbrush cover. Many people think, oh, I'll cover my toothbrush up and that way I'll keep it clean. But the truth is that any bacteria that are on the toothbrush will grow and multiply in number in the dark and moist environment that's under the cover. So how do you prevent this? Always store your brush upright and without a cover, and use running tap water to rinse your brush after each use. Now here's some other helpful reminders to make sure that your toothbrush is as clean as possible. The American Dental Association recommends changing toothbrushes every 3 to 4 months. I normally change my toothbrush every 2 to 3 weeks. And since COVID has come to town, I change my toothbrush once a week. And if my throat happens to feel a little scratchy, I just change my toothbrush right then and there. Now, this changing of toothbrushes includes the heads of electric toothbrushes. And it's also recommended that children's toothbrushes should be changed even more frequently. During cold and flu season, you want to change your toothbrush more frequently than recommended by the ADA, which would be about every 1 to 3 weeks. And if you are sick, frequent toothbrush changes can actually speed your recovery. So you can change your toothbrush daily or even after each use. Now, you might say, wow, that many times? But during cold and flu season, you can just invest in some inexpensive toothbrushes that have soft bristles. And that way you won't feel so bad when you use your toothbrush once and discard it. If you feel a cold coming on, you want to change your toothbrush and you might be able to prevent getting sick. Now, here's a party spoiler. Sanitizers do not help. That's right. Research has shown that attempts to clean your toothbrush with either a device that uses UV light, using some kind of antibacterial oral rinse to kind of rinse your toothbrush or soak your toothbrush, or spraying your toothbrush with an oral disinfectant spray, do not significantly decrease the risk of causing illness. The best prevention is to use an antibacterial mouth rinse before you brush. Remember, that decreases the number of bacteria that will transfer from your mouth onto your toothbrush. Don't use a toothbrush cover, and rinse your brush well after each use. And if you are sick, to prevent reinfection, change your toothbrush frequently until you recover. Now, do not attempt to use a microwave or the dishwasher to sterilize your toothbrush. The high temperature and the actions of these appliances can damage the toothbrush, especially the bristles. The damaged bristles won't clean your teeth properly and may even injure your gums. So what can you do? Just simply change to a new toothbrush every 1 to 4 months. Change your children's toothbrushes more frequently. And if you are sick, change daily until you recover. So a good way to stay healthy is to practice good oral hygiene. So let's review. To decrease the number of bacteria that will transfer from your mouth to your toothbrush, you want to use an antibacterial mouth rinse before brushing your teeth. You want to floss well before brushing your teeth, because flossing removes plaque, and plaque contains bacteria. You want to floss your teeth twice a day. Brush your teeth for 2 minutes. Use toothpaste with fluoride, because fluoride strengthens tooth enamel and prevents cavity formation. And then you want to brush your teeth at least twice a day. Well, I hope you like some of those tips we suggested. If you found the information in this video to be helpful, click the thumbs up sign. If you're not already a subscriber, I would encourage you to do so
by clicking that subscribe button below and touching the bell icon above. That way you'll be notified when we update this channel. You can check below in the description section for articles that have information about oral health and how to keep your toothbrush clean. You can check on my website www.doccrich.com for blogs and helpful information about healthy living and explanations about COVID-19. There are also other videos on this channel that have information about healthy living and COVID-19. If you thought to yourself, this video is pretty good, please pass it on to others so that they will know how to keep their toothbrush clean and give themselves a good chance of staying healthy during the cold and flu season. I'd like to thank you for watching Doc C. Rich 3 TV. And remember, especially now, do all that you can to stay healthy and safe. And don't forget to get your flu shot. That's right, everyone in your household, 6 months of age and up, should be protected from influenza, especially this year while we're contending with COVID-19.